Oh man, Russell Westbrook is in the East and John Wall is in the West, bro. Oh my gosh, this is wild, man. This is wild. Just thinking about Westbrook in a Wizards jersey, man. I can't even picture that at all. And I think the Wizards went from John Wall and Bradley Beal potentially being a playoff team to John Wall and James Harden now being a lock for the playoffs, and then Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal being a lock for the playoffs. There's no way that two top 20 players in the NBA aren't going to make the playoffs. So I think the Wizards are now a lock. They have good players. Denny Avdia's on that team. They just drafted him. What was it, like 13th overall or so? I don't know what it was. Davis Bertans just got locked up. They have Troy Brown Jr., who I really like. Thomas Bryant, Rui Hachimura. Then they have good bench pieces too, and Raul Neto, Shabazz Napier, Ish Smith. Those are all like point guards, but like they're still good bench players. Don't get me wrong. And then on the other side of things, the Rockets, DeMarcus Cousins and John Wall are teaming up again. The first time since they were in Kentucky like 8 years ago or whatever it was. Man, John Wall, James Harden. Who are they gonna run at the three? Are they gonna run PJ Tucker at the? Yeah, we'll say PJ Tucker at the three. He can run the three, and then Christian Wood and DeMarcus Cousins. It's a good team, man. It's a good team. They just brought Gerald Green back. He can, he can get that little the locker room energy. Throw down some yams coming into the game for 5-10 minutes a game. Just some like nasty 360 dunks or whatever. He ain't gonna be doing that no more. He's old as hell. He might though. But yeah, I think John Wall is definitely the more interesting part of this trade. We haven't seen him play in like 2 years. He's coming off of major injuries. We don't know if he's going to be as explosive as he used to be. Westbrook, we know what Westbrook can do when he's the premier ball handler, and he will have that role in Washington. Bradley Beal is definitely, he's an insane offensive scorer, not as much as a defensive player. So I think their backcourt will be average on the defensive side of things. They might struggle here and there, but I'm not too worried about it. I like how they're going to be coaching. I like Scott Brooks. Westbrook was under Scott Brooks for a couple years in OKC, and now he's back under Scott Brooks's game plan, I should say, in Washington. I can't speak at all right now, but I don't know about the Rockets situation, honestly. Roster-wise, they're good. Like, on paper, they're good. But, like, if you take out John Wall, like, who knows if John Wall can stay healthy this season and if he's even going to be a top 20 point guard. He's coming off an injury. We can't forget about that. The big question is can he stay healthy, and is he going to be the John Wall we used to see 3 years ago? I hope so. I don't like the Rockets at all, but I hope so. Just to see the man out there balling again will be so fun to watch. And him alongside James Harden, Christian Wood, like I said, I'm excited, man. And I think what's his name, Boogie is gonna be his old self. If we could get this team, besides Christian Wood right now is going into his prime, I'd say. But if we could get this team to how they were skill-based like 3 years ago, they would win a championship, 100%. And then the Wizards, they have a really good Russell Westbrook. Obviously, Westbrook can't shoot, but they got Bradley Beal to do that. They got Davis Bertans to do that. Westbrook can facilitate. He doesn't need to do all the shooting. He doesn't need any of that. Thomas Bryant reminds me of I think Thomas Bryant, I don't like on this team. I could definitely see them trading him potentially for a more of a versatile center. I could see them potentially trading away like a Thomas Bryant for Al Horford if the salaries were to work, or some sort of center that can stretch the floor better than Thomas Bryant, because like Thomas Bryant reminds me sort of Clint Capella, not as good obviously, but he takes up space. Like, he's a big body boy down low. And Westbrook, we saw what he does around a big center like that. Now, he wasn't bad when he did it with Steven Adams, so it could be a complete, like, he was good with Steven Adams, so it could be a different story when him, James Harden, and Clint Capella are all on the same court. and that didn't work out. But once they traded away Clint Capella, Westbrook looked 10 times better. So maybe that just has to do with the James Harden situation, and Westbrook, Bradley Beal, and Thomas Bryant will work a lot better. If not, then I could definitely see them trying to trade away Thomas Bryant either midseason or preseason or next offseason if Westbrook plays well enough and wants to stay and whatnot. I think Bradley Beal will be happy. The rumors going around saying that there's been rumors for the past month. Bradley Beal wants to be traded. John Wall doesn't like being there. Then John Wall states that he does like being in there. And then both the Wizards and the Rockets franchises were both a mess this past month. And hopefully this actually does something to make them happier. Like, happier? Yeah, happier. Because they're both getting a kind of a new start. Not really. I mean, I'd say the Wizards are getting more of a new start than Russell Westbrook and the Houston Rockets. Like, the Wizards have been bad for the past couple years. And now they would have had an explosive guard coming back this season either way, whether that's John Wall, but now it's Russell Westbrook. So I think they're even more excited for this upcoming season. But yeah, expectations for both teams. Rockets ceiling, I'd say the 3 seed. Floor the 8. Floor the 7 seed. I think they will definitely win it. And then the Wizards ceiling is the 5 seed. And then floor is the 10 seed. I think they are definitely they're like a 90% of the. I think they have a 90% chance, I'd say, on making the playoffs. Don't quote me on that. I am gonna do a power rankings and like my predictions for the season in like 2 weeks or something. So we don't know like the final rosters and whatnot. But as of now, that's what I think. If you enjoyed this, let me know. I am out of breath. I've been talking for the past 10 minutes. I needed to get me out. It's been a minute, but yeah. Like the video, subscribe. I'm out of here. Deuces.